We live in the information age. We're living long lives. How do we make sure our mind stays sharp until we're old? And how do we ensure we remain competitive in the job market while we're still young? The answer: we need to assimilate information fast. How? Reading. In this video, we explore the benefits of reading and how to get good at it. We also cover if speed reading is a thing and some of my favorite books which I hope could get you started with your reading habits. So, you're going to want to watch till the end. Okay, let's dive in. Reading sharpens the mind. The more that you read, the more things you'll know. The more that you learn, the more places you will go. Dr. Seuss, which is apparently how you pronounce his name. Reading isn't just a way to cram facts into our brain. It's actually a way to rewire how our brain works in general. It strengthens our ability to imagine alternative paths, remember details, picture detailed scenes, and think through complex problems. Mental stimulation from reading improves our memory and learning capacity. Researchers have found that reading is usually faster than listening. While the average adult can read 250 to 300 words per minute and comprehend the material, the ideal talking speed for efficient comprehension when someone is speaking to us or when we're listening to an audiobook is 150 to 160 words per minute. So, we consume information faster via reading. Reading can make us faster learners and give us that competitive edge in today's society. Quick pause. If you haven't done so already, please don't forget to subscribe as it helps the channel. Reading is weightlifting for the mind. Books are the weights. Easy books are lightweight to help us get started in the activity of reading. Tough books are heavyweight, helping us to train the mind for the Olympics of life. According to an article on healthline.com, which is reviewed by doctors, not only does reading improve our brain connectivity, it increases our vocabulary and comprehension. It empowers us to empathize with other people. It aids in sleep readiness. It reduces stress. It lowers blood pressure and heart rate. It fights symptoms of depression. And as mentioned, it prevents cognitive decline as we age. But it also contributes to a longer life. So, when it comes to keeping our mind sharp, reading is the thing to do. Reading allows us to stand on the shoulder of giants. It allows us to learn faster by learning from those who came before us, without us having to go through making the same mistakes that they've made. It's a medium that allows us to digest our ancestors' knowledge and their experience fast. If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants, said Sir Isaac Newton. We should always thank Gutenberg for inventing the printing press in 1440, Charles Babbage for pioneering the computer in 1822, and Sir Tim Berners-Lee for inventing the World Wide Web in 1989. Because of them, we now have information on anything at near light speed, literally at our fingertips. Reading allows us to remain competitive in today's society. High-paying jobs, entry exams for elite schools, setting up a successful business. All of these require us to digest a lot of information, process them in our mind, and then proceed with the right actions. We live in the information age where we're rewarded for our capacity to process information fast, draw conclusions, and take actions. By reading a lot, we get into the habit of processing a lot of information. Reading as a habit helps us function and remain competitive in today's world. If you're trying to get yourself into the habit of reading more, start by reading what you think you might enjoy first. If you don't like what you pick up, put it down and start something else. You don't have to finish every single book you pick up. What's important is doing the action of reading until it becomes a habit. Then, once you're used to reading, you can move on to harder materials. Read what you love until you love to read. Naval Ravikant. Dedicate a non-negotiable 1 hour per day to reading. On top of that, get into the habit of reading something in pocket of spare minutes that you have here and there. Taking a 15-minute break from work, read a few pages from your book. I use a Kindle Paperwhite for reading. It's light and easy to carry. I pop it out and read while I'm on the train, have a break at work, or waiting for friends to arrive when we're catching up. Books on the Kindle are usually cheaper than hard copies as well. Is speed reading a thing? I think that speed reading, where we're flicking through the pages of books really fast with optimal comprehension and retention, is a myth. If you think differently, please leave your thoughts in the comments below. I do read at different speed depending on the materials that I'm reading. If it's a magazine, for example, I might skim through the article. I'll get the general idea from that. If it's a complex text, however, let's say from science or a legal document, there is no way to skim and yet understand what I just read. I'd have to go back and reread the thing. So I adjust my reading speed depending on the material that I'm reading. Here are some stats and definitions on reading speed from Words Rated, a non-commercial international research, data and analytics group. The site says that there are physical and technical limitations to how fast a person can read. Based on the methods that they employ, there are 3 types of readers: motor readers, auditory readers, and visual readers. Motor readers are limited to an average of 200 to 250 words per minute. This is because they utilize subvocalization, which means sounding out each read word, which significantly limits a person's ability to read faster. Auditory readers can read at a rate of 400 to 450 words per minute. They don't need to engage their lips or tongue while reading, but rather can hear or say the words silently. Visual readers can read at rates over 450 words per minute, and usually can read at a 700 words per minute rate or higher. They don't need to hear or say the words they're reading. Around 20% of people who try to be a visual reader will never get over the auditory reading level. Some research claim that reading over 500 words per minute with full comprehension is impossible due to the physical limitations of processing information by the human eyes. Let us know what type of reader you are in the comment section. Here are some of my favorite things to read if you're looking for inspirations to get started. Since this is a financial independence channel, let's start with some personal finance books first, and then we'll get to fiction. Quit Like a Millionaire by Bryce Leung and Christy Shen, a Canadian couple who saved their way to financial independence, quit their job in 2015 at age 31, and have been retired since then. The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins provides a simple and straightforward investment strategy for achieving financial independence through saving, investing, and living below your means. Your Money or Your Life by Joseph Dominguez and Vicky Robin will transform your relationship with money. The Latte Factor by David Beck will show you how day-to-day unintentional purchases, if eliminated, can provide you with a somewhat surprising sum of money. The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason will teach you about the concept of paying yourself first. Not purely on finance, but about the important concept of compounding that can act on multiple aspects of life. Take a look at The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. If you check out my channel page, I've made videos on some of these books that you can use as supporting materials as you're reading the books and learning. If you want to purchase the books, find the links in the video description below. On to fiction. The Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson. Epic fantasy about night radiance, magic weapons, and magic powers in an expansive world. It's pretty awesome. The Lies of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch is about elite con artists who call themselves the Gentleman Bastards and like to rob the rich. The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. Heroic fantasy novel about Gvoth, a legendary and extraordinary figure whose many heroic deeds are the subject of local law. Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card, which is about a young strategist, a kid really, recruited by international military to lead the force defending the Earth from a genocidal alien race bent on annihilating humankind. Check out the description section of this video for links to the books. I hope this video encourages you to develop a reading habit if you don't have one already. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe, as it helps the channel. And until next time, my friend, take care.